Well, the month of September was School Attendance Awareness Month, and in Memphis, school attendance is being pushed year-round. Joining me this morning to talk about the importance of being at school is Dr. Kimberly Baker with Shelby County Schools and David Jordan, President and CEO of Agape Child and Family Services. Welcome to you both. We're so happy you're here today.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about why being in school every day is so important. I know it seems obvious, but just tell us a little bit about that.
Well, being in school every day is important because you have to grades. You know, it's important to be there because if you miss school, you're missing what is taught in class during that day.
Well, thank you guys so much for the work you're doing in the community. We really appreciate it. And you can head over to agapemeanslove.org for more of this organization and some of their programs. You can also see the story on WMCActionNews5.com. We'll be right back.
And Brittany, Brian, and I might be involved in a dog napping today. For the pet of the week.
Look, Mom, no animals.
Yeah, Nina's with us from the Collierville Animal Shelter every Saturday morning. And today, who do we have? What little cuties do we have?
Well, we have little Chino right here. And this is Latte, but like I was saying, she should be called Big Bertha.
And yesterday was National Coffee Day, I was telling you. You know, I really like these dogs when I pick them up with a black dress on.
It's the best.
Hubbard.
Well, no, this is little Latte, and she is twice as big, but
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to call the Collierville Animal Shelter 901-457-2670 or go on out and adopt one of these cuties. And they yawn so adorably. We hope you have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Well, if you're looking for a musical evening out, Bash at the Botanic is coming up with the first weekend in November. Here to talk about the Bash is Judy Gray and Mia Henley from Creative Aging. Welcome, ladies. We're so happy to have you here.
Good morning.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So we were here talking a little bit before the show started about just how amazing this event is. So tell us a little bit about it before we have to go.
Oh, Friday, November 3rd, 7 o'clock. You can get your tickets online at Creative Aging's website, www.creativeagingmidsouth.org.
Awesome. Well, you heard it there. Sounds like it's going to be an amazing night, the Bash at the Botanic. For more details on the event, just head over to WMCActionNews5.com. We'll be right back after the break.
Breaking this morning, Memphis police investigating two different shootings from overnight, one of them leaving a man fighting to survive. Also some new controversy over a different landmark that could be placed next to the forced Confederate statue. Why it's making an uproar for the Memphis community. And Memphis police now turning the tables when it comes to a prostitution bust. How the new strategy is helping catch more suspects. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, October 18th. I'm Andrew Douglas. Meteorologist Spencer Denton's in the First Alert Weather Center with a first check of our forecast.
So your overnight lows and your highs kind of similar to what we've had the past few days, right? 80 degrees in Millington today, and then tonight we'll dip down to the lower 60s. 82 in Whitehaven this afternoon. We'll also be in the lower 80s in Germantown and Arlington, but in those spots, overnight lows in the mid to upper 50s. I'll show you what your Sunday looks like coming up in my First Alert forecast.
All right, thanks, Brittany. A hot button issue nationally now making its way to our public schools here in the Mid-South. School teams are under a microscope when it comes to the national anthem protest. So we asked Shelby County Schools their stance on kneeling during the anthem at football games. Sasha Jones has the reaction from the school system and parents about giving students the right to make the decision to kneel or stand for themselves.
From professional football stadiums to high school fields,
what so proudly we hailed.
Football games have become a place to debate whether peaceful protests are appropriate during the playing of the national anthem.
If you want to take a kneel and you want to protest peacefully, go ahead and do it.
After reports of Shelby County students taking a knee during the anthem, the Shelby County School District took a stance on the hot button topic in this statement released Friday. It says in part, quote, students who kneel or join arms during the national anthem are expressing their rights protected by the First Amendment. And it goes on to say, district policy states that no student shall be compelled to participate in the anthem if the student objects on religious or other grounds, It's an opinion not everyone agrees with.
They do have the freedom to protest, but don't protest the flag.
Shelby County Commissioner Terry Rowland reacted to the district's stance in his own press release, saying Shelby County schools have stooped so low that they are now compelling disrespect to the flag.
I think it's an agenda that the school is trying to put out, and that is absolutely wrong.
He also says students are following the lead of professional players, a statement one advocate of the protest agreed with.
They really look up to these NFL players. They aspire to be these NFL players one day. And so I'm not surprised at all.
That was Sasha Jones reporting. WMC Action News 5 attended several football games yesterday evening. Did not see any athletes taking a knee during the anthem. Should there be any protests, Shelby County School says they expect any protests to be peaceful in nature and that disruptions to safety will not be tolerated. If you would like to read the full statement, go to our website, WMCActionNews5.com.
Breaking news at noon, North Korea announced the United States has declared war on the country. North Korean foreign minister accused the United States of declaring war on their country, referring to a tweet that President Trump sent over the weekend saying North Korea won't be around much longer. The foreign minister also said that since the U.S. has declared war, that means his country may shoot down U.S. bombers in international airspace. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un says Mr. Trump would pay dearly for threatening to totally destroy North Korea if the U.S. was forced to defend itself or its allies against a North Korean attack. This is a developing story. We will be sure to keep you updated. Well, Sunday morning worship was shattered when a masked gunman opened fire inside a Nashville area church, killing the mother of two and injuring multiple churchgoers, including the pastor. We have new video of the man who was behind the deadly shooting being taken to the Hill Detention Center in Nashville. 25-year-old Emmanuel Dega Samson arrived at the Burnett Chapel Church of Christ just as church was letting out Sunday. He shot one woman as she walked to her car. Then Samson shot 6 other people, including the pastor and his wife. Samson is charged with murder and attempted murder. He was subdued by a church usher during the shooting. Well, the 22-year-old usher named Caleb Engel is being hailed as a hero for tackling the gunman and holding him at gunpoint until police got there. When Engel approached Samson, the two scuffled for the gun, in which the usher ended up shooting the gunman in his chest. Caleb Engel was taken to the hospital after he was pistol whipped, but in a statement he said, quote, "The real heroes are the police, first responders, medical staff, and doctors who have helped me and everyone affected." He asked for prayers for healing. He wasn't the only one who sprang into action. Listen to this account from a 10-year-old boy inside the church who barricaded the doors.
Somebody just opened the door and we just heard like 3 gunshots, and the little girl shut the door and I heard somebody say, "Get down," and we just started grabbing the couches and the chairs and we did everything we can, like barricade it.
5 of the injured shooting victims, who are between the ages of 68 and 83, are in stable condition. The 60-year-old pastor, Joey Spann, is in critical but stable condition. Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam released a statement about that shooting. He tweeted, quote, "Chrissy and I are praying for the victims of the violence at Burnett Chapel Church of Christ and are committed to supporting the Antioch community in the aftermath of this tragedy." Tennessee Senator Bob Corker also said on Twitter he was praying for the victims. And Nashville's Mayor Megan Barry also released a statement on the shooting. It read in part, quote, "This is a terrible tragedy for our city. My heart aches for the family and friends of the deceased, as well as for the wounded victims and their loved ones. Their lives have been forever changed, as has the life of their faith community at Burnett Chapel Church of Christ." A motive has not been released for the shooting, so follow our WMC Action News 5 website and social media pages, or download our WMC Action News 5 mobile news app for up-to-the-minute information on this still developing story. Well, former Congressman Anthony Weiner sentenced to 21 months in federal prison for sexting with a teenager. Weiner pleaded guilty to a charge of transferring obscene materials to a minor. Investigators found illicit communications with a 15-year-old girl on a laptop used by Weiner. The discovery of those emails rocked the presidential election last October, when then FBI Director James Comey announced he was reopening the investigation into Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server because of these new emails that popped up. Federal investigators later said there was nothing new in the emails. Cars may be getting safer, but America's roads are becoming deadlier. The number of traffic fatalities in 2016 rose nearly 6% compared to 2015. The number of fatalities per mile driven also increased to its highest rate since 2008. Part of the problem is actually a growing economy. The combination of cheap gasoline and an improving job picture resulted in Americans driving more, but the number of fatalities still close to a record low fatal action rate reached in 2014 and well below the levels of even 10 years ago. Well, speculation is growing today that Amazon is contemplating a move, expanding into yet another giant industry. That's right. Amazon could once again change the way we shop, just like it's done with everything from electronics to household necessities and most recently groceries, after acquiring Whole Foods. Now, as we hear from NBC's Tom Costello, the retail giant may dive into prescription medications.
This morning, all eyes are on Amazon. Amid speculation, the retail superpower now wants to tackle pharmaceuticals, a $560 billion market.
The pharmacy market. Consumers would love to see this happen.
CNBC reporting the company is in the final stages of its plan to sell drugs online.
When you think about the 60% of households that are Prime subscribers, prescriptions play a key role. So I don't think this is a matter of if, but it's a matter of when.
Consumers already get their prescription medications online, with companies like CVS, Costco, Walgreens, and Walmart all offering the service. No word yet on how Amazon's system would be different, but the so-called Amazon effect usually means a seismic shift for consumers and competition, driving costs down.
Amazon is a keen negotiator. It tends to negotiate on behalf of its customers and drive down prices. We've seen that again and again. And that, really is why there is so much anxiety about Amazon entering into new categories.
If it happens, the move would not be a surprise to many, with reports that Amazon has been researching for months and has ramped up its hiring, with new employees from the pharmaceutical and healthcare industries.
This is a huge industry. It's important to consumers, and it's complex. So this is perfect. This fits hand in glove with Amazon's strengths.
Amazon is not commenting on this potential venture, but the message is clear. No industry is safe from the online giant and its domination.
Well, CNBC reports Amazon will decide before Thanksgiving whether to move into selling prescription drugs online. If the company makes that move, it may be another game changer for one of America's most lucrative and essential industries. Well, this week is Fire Prevention Week. The theme of this year's campaign is Every Second Counts, Plan 2 Ways Out, and it aims to better educate everyone on the importance of having an emergency home escape plan and to practice it. Your plan should include having working smoke detectors on each level of your home and knowing 2 ways out of every room, usually a door and a window with a clear path to an outside meeting place that's a safe distance from the home. Well, California firefighters battled multiple fires throughout the weekend and early this morning, all of which continue to spread. A 200-acre fire burning in the hills surrounding Napa prompted evacuations late Sunday, and a second fire burning in Sonoma County forced fire officials to issue evacuations there as well. There are at least 2 other fires burning in the area. Smoke from the wind-driven fires drifted through all parts of the Bay Area. No word on how many homes and other structures are threatened. 12:18 is the time. The big issue for them there is the wind blowing, something that we probably wish we had some of here.
I wish we had some wind. It is so hot and humid.
and it does look like we are going to tie a record high temperature today.
Oh, goody.
Oh, joy. Just what we wanted, right? Something could cool you down today, and that would be a shower. And we are tracking a few pop-up showers here this afternoon. This currently is fueled by that southerly air that we have coming in, increasing the heat and humidity that I know you've been feeling today if you've stepped outside. So this is what we're dealing with right now here. I'm scanning the sky with First Alert Doppler 5. That's our radar located in West Memphis. Not a ton showing up here, but I do have a few showers that have developed in eastern Arkansas. Looks like just north of Wynn is where we have one shower. This is all moving from south to north. So Wynn, Arkansas, some light rain in your area, also barely anything being indicated just west of Fairfield here. And this will continue to push north into portions of Harrisburg. And it looks like I have one shower that's now popped up in Lafayette County here. In the Oxford area, we have one quick downpour. This is moving north again from the south. This will be moving out of Oxford and potentially moving through portions of Holly Springs if this is able to stay together. It's really light. So I'd say maybe if you're in Waterford and Potts Camp, just prepare for maybe a quick sprinkle to hit your windshield if you're about to leave the house and head out for lunch. So here's that radar loop here. Quite a bit of lightning in this thunderstorm here, but this should stay just west of our area. Though we could see a few more showers, as I mentioned, over the next few hours here in the Mid-South. Nothing really showing up on Futurecast, but keep in mind, again, those pop-up showers are so light that sometimes they don't show up on Futurecast. So this is 2:30 here when some of the kids are going to be getting out of school. I know we're out in Shelby County for fall break, but some of our other counties still in school. Stray shower not out of the question through 5 o'clock today. However, those rain chances don't really start ramping up until late tonight. So during your overnight hours and through the first part of the day on Tuesday. This is because of a cold front, which I know we're ready for, most of us anyways. By 8 o'clock in the morning here, this is where I have the clock stopped. Notice here we have quite a bit of light rain, but also some heavier pockets of rain possible in North Mississippi. And we keep that rain in the forecast through your lunch hour. Still some showers in West Tennessee and North Mississippi. And I'm not ruling out some rain still lingering around here for areas north of I-40 all the way through 9 o'clock tonight. Your severe weather chances, they're very low, but not completely zero. If you live along and north of I-40, you have a marginal risk for getting a thunderstorm. Could produce heavy rain, gusty winds, maybe even some lightning. But this front here will help drop down temperatures. We'll hit 90 today, 87 on Tuesday. And then those temperatures start dipping down to the upper 70s on Wednesday, lower 80s here on Thursday. We'll be right back.